If you're not making at least $5,000 a month as a freelancer from Fiverr, then you need to watch this video, as I'm about to share with you the 7 golden rules that I've personally researched that'll make sure that you're hitting these kinds of figures every single month. And honestly, hitting $5,000 a month as a freelancer should already be something that's quite easily attainable for you. But if it's not, then here's golden rule number 1. Choose a profitable niche. Now, many people tell you that you should choose a profitable niche, but that's not exactly what they mean. What they actually mean is that you should choose a service where you're able to charge a high amount for. So, for example, let's take website design. As a website designer, you can normally charge $500 plus per website design. Whereas, let's say you're a logo designer or a thumbnail creator. Most of these guys are charging anywhere between $5 to $20 due to the amount of competition on platforms like Fiverr, which drives down their price. So let's say a logo designer is charging $10 per logo. Now, as a website designer charging $500 plus, you only need to make a few sales every single month to be able to hit a $5,000 target. Whereas as a logo designer charging $10 per project, you need to be getting 500 orders every single month to be able to hit $5,000 target. And the fact is, if you are getting 500 orders per month, you're probably not able to do these all by yourself. And that's when you need to introduce a team into your business. And of course, that will cut into your profit. So you need to focus on choosing a niche which you can charge higher amounts for. For example, anything from $80 to $100 and above is a good place to be. Now, that's not to say that there are niches out there which aren't profitable, because all niches can be profitable. They really can. But it really depends on how you package yourself. So even as a thumbnail designer or logo designer, you can still make a very good amount of money. But you need to package yourself in a way that's different from everybody else on Fiverr. So a lot of people right now are just selling logo designs or thumbnails as one-offs, meaning that they just charge you for one logo or one thumbnail or maybe a package of 3 or 5, and then that's it, you're done with them. So if you follow that strategy, of course you're going to make some money, but you're not going to make a lot. What you need to do is think outside the box and think about how you package yourself differently. So a great one would be like a subscription. Now, if you can get people to subscribe to your service for a monthly fee of, let's say, $200 or even $500, that is the best way to go, because you know then that they're going to be paying you every single month, and subscriptions are possible on Fiverr. So the way I would probably do this, if I was a thumbnail designer, because there are plenty of YouTube channels out there wanting a good thumbnail designer, I would package myself in a way that I become your dedicated thumbnail designer for X amount per month, meaning that I'm pretty much always on call, I'm reliable, and I am there to create your thumbnails for you. I'm your go-to guy. Now, if you get a few clients like that, that's easily your $5,000 per month target hit. And that beats doing 500 orders, because you won't need to do 500 orders. The majority of YouTube channels are maybe pumping out 4 or let's say 8 videos every single month. So your workload will drastically reduce. So every single niche is profitable. That is a fact, but it's purely about how you package yourself. If you find yourself a niche where your service price is higher, it's going to be a lot easier. If you find yourself a niche where your service price is lower, you have to think about how you can stand out and how you can package yourself differently from everybody else. Golden rule number 2, create an eye-catching gig. Now, this is a biggie, and this is what everybody fails on. The fact is, there's so much competition these days, and you need to stand out. And the best way to do that is to make yourself completely different from everybody else. And this is the biggest issue, because even as a newbie freelancer, you jump onto platforms like Fiverr and you start copying what the top sellers are doing or what the pro sellers are doing, because you see that they're getting orders. That's where you're going wrong. You don't want to copy. You want to be better, okay? So let's just take a look right now, real quick. This is the logo design category right now. As you can see, the competition is high. We've got 160,000 plus results. But if we just scroll through, just honestly tell me for a second if you see anything that jumps out to you. Does anything catch your eye and make you feel like, yeah, that's the one I would click on. They don't, do they? None of them do. They all look exactly the same. And that's the issue. Now, on Fiverr, you can actually upload videos as well. And this is what so many people miss out on. So there are a few Fiverr choice sellers here. We've got a couple. Under logo design, we only have a couple of people leveraging video content. And even when they leverage it, let's look at this one right here. All it's doing is a slideshow of different logos that they do. It's very boring. You're a freelancer. You're not a Fortune 500 company. As a freelancer, people will buy you, not so much your product. They will buy your product, but they will buy you because they will be cooperating directly with you and working with you. So why is your face not on your gig? That's my biggest question. Create your gig and create a video where you're just speaking to the camera. It doesn't need fancy edits or anything like that, but people want to know who they're working with. And generally, a lot of these, for example, these logo designers, you can't really understand who they are just from their gig. So, I don't know, for example, let's just take this guy here. Okay, so we've got his picture. That's great. He's top rated. We've got his name. All right, cool. We've got his first initial, well, this is his thumbnail picture. Generally premium package, some crazy designs, and then in small writing, we've got kind of what's included. It doesn't really tell you a lot. It really doesn't. If we go to his next one, pretty much same standard package, and then basic package. Okay, it's okay, but it's not great, and it could be a lot better. And what could be better is actually you on video engaging with your potential buyer and telling them what they get in this gig, because people will be more inclined to then purchase from you because they see who you are. So thumbnail is the biggest one at the very top of the list. You need to be making sure your thumbnail stands out from all the rest. Then it's video content. But then if we look at the gig, all right, this is by chance that we clicked on this one, and it's a great example. His description right here, that's horrendous. It's literally so bad. It's 2 paragraphs, and it's not really telling you anything that he offers. Nothing at all. So there's nothing in here about, for example, his experience, his, even for example, the logo style here is hand drawn. Therefore, I'm assuming he hand creates these logos. And as video content, it would look so amazing if he literally filmed himself just to show people, filmed himself actually drawing the logo so that people are seeing the process. And if that was the case, he could probably easily charge more than $40 for his basic package because people are actually seeing the process of what he has to go through to create logos for people. This is just one example, but generally, yeah, description is terrible and he's not going to stand out. So these are just some simple ideas what he could do. And this is exactly what you need to do. You need to be making an eye-catching gig to make sure that you stand out among this crowded marketplace. Golden rule number 3, deliver exceptional service. Okay, you've got your order and now it's time to deliver exceptional service, because the fact is, once you get the order, the next thing you need to be focused on is making sure that that client leaves you 5-star feedback. Now, not all clients will leave you feedback. Some will just opt out of it. On my gig, for example, I think it's about 68% of clients actually bother to leave me feedback. But when they do leave feedback, I need to make sure, and I want to make sure, that it's going to be 5 stars. Anything below 5 stars, I am disappointed. Anything below 4 stars, that's when I'm annoyed. So this is what you need to be focused on, making sure you get 5-star ratings, because this is what's going to help you rank higher on Fiverr. And the fact is, the more good ratings you have, the more chance you'll be picked over other sellers when people want to buy your service. So remember, 5-star rating is what you aim for. 4-star is the absolute minimum. Anything below 4-star, then you need to revisit what the hell you did and why you've got below 4 stars. Some clients will just make a mistake. Because now Fiverr's new rating system is a little bit confusing, some buyers will just make a mistake. Okay, and generally if I do get below 4 stars, sometimes I'll just write to the client, be like, oh, hey, I just want to check what the reason for the rating was. Like, I would just like to improve my service. Could you just, let me know? Very often they come back and say, oh, I'm so sorry, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to push that button, da da da. Whether they're telling the truth or not, I don't know. But generally, I do sometimes believe it. Golden rule number 4, increase your prices. Now, if you're just starting out on Fiverr, you cannot start out with high prices because you need to create your profile. You need to get more ratings to then be able to increase your prices. You can't start pricing yourself the same as the top sellers who have 1,000+ reviews already because you can't compete with them. So you need to price yourself low. But after 15 to 20 feedback, that's when you start increasing your prices gradually. Don't jump some crazy amount, but start increasing them gradually. And generally, if you do get to a point where maybe you're getting less orders, well, let's rewind that. If you are getting less orders, that is normal. When you increase your prices, you will get less orders. For example, when I first started out, my basic gig started at $5. And that was for the bare minimum. But I priced it at $5 so I had a competitive advantage over everybody else. And I was getting 100+ orders per month. Now my prices start from about $85 and upwards. Now I get roughly about 40 orders per month. But I'm still making more money than I used to. So this is the benefit of when you increase your prices. It will reduce your order amount, but it will still mean that you're making more money and you'll have more time to start focusing on other things. So don't increase your prices at the very beginning. Your prices need to be low. But if you are already 20, 30, 40 feedback, maybe a level 1, level 2 seller, now think about starting to increase your price because this is the time when you actually can. Golden rule number 5, offer additional services. Okay, now this is a great one, and this is what's actually made me a lot of extra money, is by offering additional services. So, for example, what I mean here, okay, a lot of people on Fiverr, they just offer their packages and that's it. They call it a day there. But that's where you're making a mistake because you can actually offer a lot more. So, for example, here's the first option of how you can add additional services. When you create your gig on Fiverr, you can always add extra services. So for example, the basic one for me is adding additional words. Then of course I can add extra fast delivery, but then I can start adding more. Okay, so script writing, overlay text, add logo. But then I actually make up my own additional services. So for example, I do video compression. I only charge $5 because actually this is something a client can do with free tools online. They can just type in compress my video, upload the video and it will compress it for them. But I offer this, $5 and I will compress their video for them. I can add subtitles to their video. And generally subtitles are all, most of the time, just AI captions and then I just go over and correct them. So it's a very easy process, which again, the client can do themselves if they wanted. T-shirt printing. This is a great one. I charge $50 for this, and basically a client can have their logo on a polo shirt or a hoodie, whatever they want. Generally, I'm still making money on top of this as well because I'm charging them more for that service than what the cost of the product actually is. Otherwise, there would be no point in doing it. Intro, outro, or 2 camera angles. So I can have 2 camera angles like I have right now, and I charge an extra $75 for an extra camera. It is a little bit more effort to sync everything up, but it's not too bad. And of course, image on screen. So generally, this is one great way that you can actually offer different extras on your gig. And this will definitely increase your client's average order amount. For example, a client I had the other day, the order was for $165, but once they added on all the extras they wanted, it came out at something like $430. So if I didn't have those extras, I would have made $165 rather than just over $400. Golden rule number 6, expand your offerings. Now, I spoke about this a little while ago, about expanding your offerings. And what I mean by this, there are too many people sticking themselves in exactly the same categories. And the fact is, on platforms like Fiverr, you can actually put yourself in multiple categories. So, for example, let's say, even myself, I spoke about this recently in my last video, but for example, myself, I create video content and therefore I can actually put myself in video ads and commercials, social media videos, UGC videos. I can put myself in spokesperson videos, screencasting videos, e-learning videos. There are multiple different categories I can put myself in. And the same goes with, for example, graphic designers. You'll find multiple different categories here that you could actually create a gig under. And that's what you need to do. Because if you've got your gigs all under one category, that's only one set of potential buyer eyeballs that are looking at your gigs. But now, if you put your gigs in various categories, now those are whole new markets of potential buyers who are potentially looking at your gigs. So you're actually expanding yourself across the Fiverr platform, and you're not just stuck in this one category where you rely on people to look inside this category to be able to find you. Instead, you're now in 5 or 6 different categories. This is exactly what you need to do, and pretty much any niche has this. Whether you're a graphic designer or, for example, let's say you're a content writer. So you, for example, could write articles and blogs, website content, script writing, creative writing. There are multiple different categories that you can put yourself in, and this will apply to pretty much any niche on Fiverr. Put yourself in at least 3 or 4 different categories, if you can, if they are available, because this will benefit you immensely. Golden rule number 7, diversify your income. All right, the last one, number 7, and this is an important one. It's to diversify your income. So if your focus is only on Fiverr or only on some freelance marketplace, then that's a big mistake because you don't know what could happen tomorrow. They could honestly suspend your account. They could change the rules and regulations, which will bring your monthly earnings way down. You need to now think about putting your eggs in different baskets because you don't want to rely just on one freelance marketplace that you have no actual control over. So you want to start building yourself outside the platform as well. Whether this is creating a website, building your social media and showing off your services via social media and gaining clients through your social media. There are multiple ways that you can do this, but this is exactly what you need to be doing. Will you get as many orders outside of Fiverr as you do on Fiverr? Probably not, no. Because the fact is Fiverr is a great platform and it drives so many clients to you. But the ones outside of Fiverr will be the ones probably paying you a lot more money. And the fact is these will be the ones that you work closely with and will probably be happy to be paying you a monthly retainer fee. So those are the ones really you kind of want to prioritize there because those are the ones that even on tough days on Fiverr, these guys are still going to be paying you. So that's exactly what you need to be doing. Just diversify your income. Don't rely solely on one freelance marketplace because it's a big mistake and anything could go wrong at any given moment. Now, I hope this has helped you guys because, like I said at the very start, making $5,000 a month as a freelancer should be so easily attainable. But if it's not for you, or if you are struggling, then drop me a comment down below and